Hello all, my name is Walden Davis and today I'll be giving you a brief but detailed firm analysis report based off the Fortune 500 company known as Live Nation Entertainment. The outline below depicts a vivid representation of the key elements that you guys can expect to hear from me throughout this presentation. Beginning with history. The company was founded in 1992 after Robert F.X. Sillerman. The company original name was SFX Broadcasting, and Silliman created this company with the intention of focusing solely on radio acquisitions. He wanted to acquire about as many radio stations as he can to play whatever genre of music he wanted throughout the day. But years after acquiring these stations, Silliman came up with the idea of using these stations as a promotion platform for concerts and other major events. So in 1998, he got tired of focusing solely on the radio stations that he decided to venture off into acquiring production firms, PR firms, as well as entertainment firms. And after acquiring all these firms, he changed his name from SFX Broadcasting to SFX Entertainment. And under SFX Entertainment, he will go on to own approximately 40% of the entire concert market, like the concert promotional market. Many investors were getting a glimpse of what was going on at SFX Entertainment, which made the company very appealing financially. So in 2005, they were eventually bought out and became Live Nation. And under Live Nation, the company now expanded its reach. It was no longer just operating locally from state to state, but they were on a global basis. They expanded to various countries, but that still wasn't enough for Live Nation. So in 2010, they merged with Ticketmaster to become the Live Nation Entertainment that we know of as today. So they went from solely hosting events and promoting events to now fully owning the tickets as well to the events that they host, as well as the tickets to other concerts that were not up under their name. Now that we understand the history of the company, we can transition into the SWOT analysis of the company that we know of today. The SWOT analysis, it identifies the strengths and weaknesses alongside the threats and opportunities of this business venture. So basically, Live Nation's major strength is its marketing strategy. They chose to place the customer's want and needs up forefront, which in turn increases customer satisfaction for the company. In order to illustrate their prioritizing of the customer, they have implemented several policies that aid to any unforeseen circumstances that a customer may have. For example, the implementation of the 3-day return policy, which states that a customer is allowed to return purchased tickets as close to 3 days before any event, regardless of the date. In addition to this 3-day policy, an exchange system is also in place that allows for the customer to either upgrade or change its seating location completely, but that's based on availability and pricing as well. And if one is unable to attend an event, you can also exchange the purchased ticket for another available day if applicable, meaning for multiple day events like concert that go over 3 days, things like Hangout Fest. Say if I were to miss day one, I'm allowed to use that day one ticket for entry for day 2 or day 3, as long as I go online and fill out the proper forms. Just simple stuff like this, simple policies like this, just provide the customer with flexibility, and it ensures that they feel valued and understood by Live Nation. So alongside the benefits of the company, there are various sources of opportunity available for the company as well. The majority of the opportunity lies within the utilizing of data analysis. This basically just, it copes for it teaches the customer's wants and needs and opinions, and we just get a deeper understanding of the customer. We understand things like purchasing behaviors, demographics, specific locations of what and where was things purchased, and this specific data can be extremely beneficial to the company because it can help predict or understand the shifts for future decision-making products and marketing strategies. Another source of opportunity derives from the creation of blockchain technologies. Live Nation Entertainment has the potential to eliminate the risk of fraudulent ticket sales and the stealing of customers' credit card information. By incorporating this technology, they are essentially opening up a new market for ticket security. And this could lead to an even higher level of customer satisfaction for the company because they are completely eliminating the risk and worries of fraudulent tickets and getting my information stolen offline. And although these are extremely beneficial to the company, there is always room for improvement, especially in the case of Live Nation Entertainment. Um, their main area of concern, it lies within their internal structure. So the multiple acquisitions, they're good for financial gain, but in the sense of like a company culture, it can be damaging to the workplace environment and essentially the overall culture of the company. For example, like every acquired company that was acquired under Live Nation, they were successful prior to, or they experienced success throughout their tenure. But the unifying of all these various companies, it has been difficult to deal with for Live Nation. This has also led to an increase in overhead for the company, which can be seen through the company's high debt levels, because debt has now become the main source of funding for the company. Like the daily adventures, the employees, the expenses, they're basically relying on their debt to pay for all of that. This is not too uncommon in the business world, but I believe that Live Nation should focus on a better financial planning for their future if they want to remain successful. Alongside internal structure, there are various outside components that are also threatening to the company. For example, several of their concerts are outdoors, or several of their venues are outdoors, which means that the concert can only happen if the weather is permitting. This essentially creates a peak season for ticket sales in the spring slash summertime. And for the rest of the year, Live Nation is forced to account for concerts. So they're forced to use smaller indoor venues for their concerts if the weather is not permitting. But the trick comes in the variation in the size of the venues, because this constant variation in size leads to a constant variation in the number of employees slash staff needed per event. This also adds to the difficulties that derive from like trying to properly budget. Now that we understand the problems that exist within the company and outside of the company, we can do a firm analysis to take a look into its competitors. So under the SIC code 799, which is amusement and recreational services, SeaWorld and Nevada Gold and casinos are Live Nation's near competitors. Due to their outdoor venues, SeaWorld has experienced like a similar financial peaks in relation to the seasons. SeaWorld also has like a similar ticketing process system, which allows for visitors to purchase tickets online prior to arriving at the venue. And Nevada Gold and casinos, they're similar to Live Nation through the idea of merging and acquisitions. They have multiple destinations after merging with another casino, which was Maverick Casino, and they're constantly experiencing the same effects of merging as well. The ratios below, they indicate the vast differences between the day-to-day operations of the companies. For example, the quick ratio chart, it's a vivid illustration of the company's ability to pay off all of its current liabilities by solely using cash or current assets. The expected ratio in this case should be 1, which means that the company it has adequate funds to pay off their current liabilities. But in the case of Live Nation, they have made it a point of emphasis that they remain at this ratio of 1. Nevada Gold and Casino, they average a ratio of approximately 2.5, which means that they have nearly twice the amount of cash and current assets as they do current liabilities, which is great. And SeaWorld, they take a complete opposite approach. They don't have enough cash on site, or they typically are not able to pay off their current liabilities with cash. So the next ratio, which is net profitability, it's essential to understanding the profit after all expenses have been recognized. It's basically a measure of the company's overall performance. And, out of these three companies, it is clear that Nevada Gold and Casino is the only one that has remained consistently profitable over the years. The other two experience fluctuation in profitability levels, which we can see below. These ratios gave us some insight on the profitability of the company. So in conclusion, in order for Live Nation to remain a Fortune 500 company, they must address some areas of concern. The primary area of concern that I've noticed was the structure of their software, of the ticket software. As of now, the software has been vulnerable to attacks from various outside sources. In most cases, the attack just results in like the creation of fraudulent tickets, but in severe cases, an attack can lead to over millions of people's credit card and other valuable personal information being stolen. A brilliant way to decrease this vulnerability is through the implementation of blockchain technology. In a short explanation, it just simply ensures that the digital information that is posted online cannot be copied from a post or transaction. In Live Nation's case, every ticket will have a private cryptic key. And Live Nation already thrives off of its ability to connect and value its customers. And this incorporation of this technology would just simply add to the validity of their core value of placing the customer first. This technology will allow for Live Nation to continue to dominate the concert market and the ticket market as well. And that's about it. That wraps it up for me. Thank you guys for sitting and watching my presentation.